Hey everyone, J-Rod Plays here. In this video, I'll be going over the section of my weekly video that'll be coming out talking about the new Spire cards and where the new attunement cards are, the elemental attunement cards are located. There's going to be, I believe, 6 in total, and I'll go through each one as I come across them. You don't have to worry about the very first encounter, but after you pass that first encounter is when the cards start, and I'm going to show you that section of my video now. Now we're going to be covering Savathun Spire. There's going to be 6 cards and 2 secret chests, and I'll be going through those right now. So the secret chest and the cards are going to be all after the first encounter. Once you go up the first lift is where you should start keeping your eyes open for cards. And they're going to be some in the way, but some are going to be kind of hidden out of sight or beyond where you normally look. After the first lift, if you turn and make a 180 behind you, you're going to see that there's a card floating there. That particular card is going to be a Void Attune card, so you won't be able to get that unless you're Void Attuned this week. If you continue up the lifts and you go up to the second set, as you're getting into the area where there's 3 floating sensors, those kind of spike-like things that are normally supposed to hold smoke, for example, or supposed to hold incense, should I say. If you turn to the right before you cross those 3 floating sensors, there's going to be an open doorway. You're going to go into the open doorway, and then you're going to move to the very back of the room, and in the very back of the room you're going to pick up a chest. Once you grab the chest, there's going to be a knight that spawns. It's just going to try to come kill you. Basically, all you got to do is just dodge the knight for a little bit, and eventually the knight will disappear, and you'll be able to get back out and get back on your way. Now, the next card is going to be when you're jumping through the 3 kind of bowls that are being held by the Savathun statues. Once you've jumped past all 3 bowls and you've passed the secret chest location from last week, turn left whenever you're in the room with the large rotating pillar above you, and you'll see that there's an arc card in an alcove, and that one, of course, Arc Attuned, so unless you're Arc Attuned, you're not going to be able to get that this week. Now we're going to continue on through the rest of the Savathun Spire. Once you get up to the second section where you have another floating sensor, if you look to your right, we've actually seen this last week, there's a solar attuned card. This is the one that piqued a lot of interest because it's the easiest to see when you're passing through a lot of these. Just grab those and then head on to the next section. And the next set of cards and chests will not be available until after the next encounter, whether you get the Solar Void or Arc Orb encounter in the next room. Once you've completed that, that's when you should be looking for more cards and another chest. So now that you've got the door unlocked into the next room, that first door is going to take you into a room with runes that are on a wall in front of you, and they have doors that are corresponding to that combination of runes. Don't jump into the door right away. If you walk behind the area where the runes are, there's going to be another floating card there. This card is going to be a Void Attunement. Now, once you continue on, you're going to hop through the doors, and in this case, you have 2 choices. You're going to go forward to the next set of cards, or if you're solar, you're going to want to stand still. You're going to want to turn to your side, depending on which you're facing. It's either your right or your left, and you'll notice that in the open area, there's a small alcove that juts out. That's going to have a solar card just sitting there after your first teleport, so make sure you don't run ahead if you're doing a solar card. Now, once you've jumped through the next floating platforms with the floating sensor spikes, you're going to go to the door that corresponds with your prior code. Once you get through that door, you also have 2 choices here. You can either turn to your right and fall down, and that's going to be like a little 180 behind you, and there's going to be a deep sight. Once you've picked up the deep sight, there's going to be platforms that spawn above you. They're going to take you around the outside, kind of around the wall, and there's going to be some bars that are now translucent that weren't before you picked up the deep sight. You're going to jump through those bars, and you'll see a little portal will pop up as well, signifying that you found a secret. Grab the secret chest, and then you're going to jump through the teleporter. Once you've jumped through the teleporter, it'll take you back to where you were, but ahead of you. So if you need to get the next card, it's going to be an arc card at the top of a lift. You're going to want to backtrack because the arc card, it's going to be where you were before. The very first place that you land in after taking the second door, you're not going to want to go behind you like we just did in order to get to the deep site. You're going to want to cross the opening, hop over the opening, and there's going to be a lift. Now, most people will turn around because the path takes you 180 from where you were, and you go through another section with a bunch of floating obstacles. That's kind of where you teleport in. So if you've teleported from the chest, then it'll be behind you. If you're taking the lift, as you see here, as I'm showing you here, it'll be at the very top of the lift. It would be behind you if you weren't looking in the wall area, if you were looking in the path where you were going. Instead of looking behind you, this is going to be the tricky one for some people to find because they're going to pass it up very easily. It's going to be an arc card just waiting for you at the top of the lift from when you first pop in after taking that second teleport through the second set of doors that are on their side. And that's the last card from this week. Thanks very much for watching this video to the end, and thanks to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys and your support, and I'll see you guys in the next guide.